It's an odd time in the world of humanity. It seems for everyone who loves to claim their wokeness, social or political affiliation, or showcase their plethora of progressive thoughts, I find most of these same people to be fairly standoffish when you actually try to discuss real topics. Be it existentialism, philosophy, or even simple perspectives on self-awareness, everyone claims to be an authority on the subject, yet no one really wants to talk about it. It's a farce. And I've touched on this before. Everyone wants to claim some sort of self-awareness, but when it comes down to it, people are still just unconscious shells whose minds are cluttered with memes, clickbait titles, and misinformation, drifting asleep from day to day until death. Now, years ago, there was a time when people would search for those life-changing and mind-expanding discussions, and were grateful to have a kindred mental spirit when they found one. Where now, regardless of what you discuss, everyone just uses everyone else as a vehicle to express their own unchanging, misinformed views. They just go on and on about what they read, which they didn't actually read, what they heard, which they probably misheard, and what they saw, which was a 10-second clip leaving out all the important information. Society has become a laughable, attention-deficit-filled, intellectually and emotionally damaged collective of neo-Neanderthals whose self-centered perception of the world is just dreadfully detrimental to society as a whole. They're selfish, egotistical, and self-involved. And maybe it's the everyone's a winner upbringing everyone's had over the last few decades. Maybe it's the it's okay to not be okay mantra that seems to hand out emotional crutches to anyone having a bad day. Or maybe it's the over-medicated culture we all live in that's just keeping people in a drug-filled haze of self-delusion. Perpetually disconnected from the self, never really knowing they exist, but somehow floating through life in a mental fog day to night, year to year, from cradle to grave. And even what I just said has probably irked a bunch of people, initiating that knee-jerk reaction. Like Foamy, I need to be on fill-in-the-blank medication, etc., etc., etc. Which brings me back to certain conversations being too real. Certain topics can't be discussed because of emotional responses, emotional sensitivities, mental what the hell ever. And it's not only people. It's entire platforms and businesses. Don't say this. Don't post that. Don't mention this, that, those, that, this thing over there, that, or anything remotely triggering. Ever. Shh. So, what do we talk about? What moves us emotionally or intellectually anymore when you can't even discuss topics that are supposed to push us forward collectively? But we're all posting VODs about how everyone should treat everyone equally. That's good. Yo, that's human decency 101. Do you really want to discuss equality? Do you? No. No, you don't. Do these platforms really want to discuss equality? No. No, they don't. Why? Because true equality means no one is better than anyone else. And if human ego has taught me anything, it's that people thrive on claiming to be better than someone else. They're more enlightened, they're more progressive, more green, more environmentally conscious, more vegan, more American, more religious, more righteous, more fill in the blank than someone else. It's a farce. Equality starts with the removal of ego. Humans are egotistical. Now, me, hey, I just want society to progress collectively. I want humans to evolve, not just claim they have. I want people to seek out information and logically process it, not be offended by it. I want people to wake up and not claim they woke. You're not. And sadly, you probably never will be. For all my rants over the years, a lot of folks just think I'm being cynical, sarcastic, mean-spirited even. Just an angry and bitter little squirrel. And honestly, that's never been the case. All that rage and anger I have towards society comes from a place of actually wanting people to be better. Trying to shout some sense into them in the hopes of people waking up. My rants are not about putting people down. They're about pushing people forward, getting them to realize that they're doing something wrong and correcting it. And after hitting my head against the mental brick wall that is humanity for 20 years, honestly, I get why monks just disconnect from society and have the presence of mind to just live in the moment away from others. And just appreciate it. Mindful of the space they inhabit, not worrying about humanity's unconscious state. Because any person who is enlightened enough to look inside themselves and know themselves can also look outward and know that some humans are either not yet awake or just never will be, making logical discussions an impossible endeavor. Something you hope for, yet accept as an improbability. It's kind of why aliens don't bother with us, because we're not there yet. We have a ways to go. I mean, I'm not even alien smart, and I'm like, screw this species. But whatever. Each person has their own path, and they just have to travel it themselves, perhaps stumbling across my words of squirrely wisdom along the way, helping them on their journey. And if not, well, I'm not here to babysit people who haven't yet grown out of their mental feces-filled diapers, okay? Get back to me when you stop mentally crapping all over yourselves, okay? Until then, I'm out. I'm just gonna enjoy things smart people create, and everyone else can go play in traffic. I think we're done here. Get better humanity, because squirrely logic is eternally available to everyone who seeks it, the strong, the meek, even the disease freaks. It's all there for your brain, even in the rain, squirrely logic.